Hey James, and everyone else who's asked for more damage. Sorry it took me ages to get to it, just life, pandemic, etc. Anyway, if you haven't seen my first video on it, I go over the sort of intro and the main little riff. It's in standard tuning except drop D, so the low E string is now a D. I've sort of taken bits of the record, I've taken bits of some live versions, I've added some embellishments of my own, and I've sort of combined bits of guitar and some of the keyboard harmony if it's not really coming out in the guitar, just to try and give the feel of the tune as best I can. I might have to pause and review the songs, I'm not actually that familiar with it. One thing I did want to mention is, in the last video, that opening riff, I noticed that on the live version they've got a... So that's just pulling off the second fret of what is now a D string. So it's... Whereas I think on the record there's not that. It's just going straight to that low D. Anyway, it's just a little embellishment, and they do vary it up quite a lot. And you know, I think with all of these things, you should take the bits you like and experiment and vary things. I'm not particularly interested in learning something verbatim. I like to get the feel, you know, obviously, you know, the harmony and the feel of the tune, and then try and embellish and experiment and make it my own. So with that in mind, when we get to about 30 seconds into the tune, we're going to go to a G chord. It goes G to E minor. And to get to that, I'm going to do... So that's just open D, 3rd fret on that string with a bend. And then this note, which is the 5th fret, which is now a G because of our tuning. And then open D, open G, and then on the B string, you're going to play the 3rd fret. And you can play open E if you want, I suppose, but I'm just going to play that. So that I'm using that as a G chord. I just like it, it's nice and open, and it, you know. And then I'm going to take off at the end of the thing, just open B. And then we're going to go to exact same note on the B string, but an E in the bass because we're in D, that's a note E. So that's our E minor chord. So together we've got... and then it's going to go to an A chord. And you could sort of do whatever you want there. You could add the sus live version that, you know, I'm hearing them adding that quite a lot. So a simple picking pattern might be. So that's just. I don't use a pick, so I'm not really showing you my right hand because it might be confusing, but I don't know. I don't know. So we go for an A to a B minor, back to that G chord I showed you, a D chord. You could use a little, you know, that there. That's they're using that as a D chord, or just that's just like a open D. I'm just not playing the E string at all. So A minor. So A, B, then back to A, and then back to the G. And then back to E. So back to, sorry, D. That's like a... And there's lots of nice embellishments you can do. For example, when they get to the B minor, so you can do things like that. I'm just playing the D and the G string at the 2nd fret, moving up to the 4th, then back to the 2nd, then 5th on the A. And there's all sorts of, little things. And they, honestly, with that stuff, it's like maybe just experiment with the chord voicings and try moving things up a fret and 2 frets and see what sounds good. With our open D, you could do. We're just playing that part of the chord. You can do that. So again, it's just get in there, see what sounds good. So that's. Sorry. Messed that up. A, G, D. Sorry, had to go and listen to the arrangement because I forgot. And then it repeats that, the full band kicks in and it repeats that, and you hear one guitar sort of strumming open chords and the other one doing the embellishments. We sort of combine those, and then it goes to the do, do, do. So we're going to start with that same G chord we're using, and then just an open D string, and then 2nd fret, G and B strings, which is a D major 7 sound. So we're going G to D major 7. As a more normal way of playing it. And I'm not saying that the guitar is necessarily doing this, but I'm hearing the major 7 in the keyboards and things, so I think that harmony is important. So. Then we're going to go to this chord is our E minor chord that we played before. So that's the E in the bass because it's a D string, D. So we've tuned down. And then we're going to go to the B minor chord, and then an F sharp minor chord. So normally you play an F minor sort of like that. F sharp minor, sorry. But I'm going to, because we've tuned the string down, we need this F sharp note. So I'm just going to lift that finger there and put it here. So basically I've got that on the 4th fret. And then my little finger on the 4th fret. I'm not playing the A string. So, do, do, do. And then the guitar solo kicks in, and we repeat that pattern, except we're not going to do the little F sharp minor thing. We're going to go. So here's what we changed last time, but we're not going to. We're going to do this one again, and then we're going to go to E minor now, then A. So really similar. Let me play the 2 so you can hear them. So that, then we're going to go to our second time we're here. And instead of changing now, we're going to go back to G. And now we're going to go to E minor. And then to A. Then it basically repeats that to the end of the song. The solo's all in D major pentatonic. And D major pentatonic, if you don't know major pentatonics, D major pentatonic is the same as B minor pentatonic. It's exactly the same notes. So if you know that your B minor shape or here, that's the same notes as D major, which is nice. So it's all that. It's all out of that shape. So that's, you know, it's reasonably easy to sort of explore that. I can hopefully at some point find the time to do a video on the solo if people want. Anyway, that's it. But I think the main thing is, as I say, is you could play it just sort of open, you know, open sort of strummy chords. But it's kind of fun to put these embellishments in and add some of these little, you know, nice open chords. Oh, I should mention, I think once we've got the first do-do-do and we go into the guitar solo, I'm not really hearing the major 7 that much the next time around. Which is just, so we just play that part of a D shape instead of that part. Again, I mean, either or works. It's whatever sounds good to you and whatever, you know, sounds good with whoever you're playing with. Obviously, if you're, you know, playing with a band, you're going to, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, the bass player's going to cover, so you're not going to have to cover some of this stuff, etc. Or 2 guitars. So you've got, you know, options. But anyway, I hope that's of use, and bye. I did just think that I should show you my right hand stuff, because I tend to play thumb and then I'm sort of plucking with my thumb and 3 fingers at the same time. But that do-do-do stuff you could easily do strummy. Do-do-do. You probably want to mute the A string. That finger there is muting the A string, so. So, you know, there's all those options. I'm just playing it this way. That's just how I'm used to playing it. So with all this stuff, yeah, remember you can strum it with and use a pick, and don't feel that you have to try and mimic my technique. I just bailed on the picks years ago because I kept dropping them on stage. But it, you know, it's completely a personal point of view. Okay, cheers.